I've been in Rio for the last few days, but I still haven't done some of the things that I'm most excited for to do here, like visiting the favelas, a Samba class, going to Ilha Grande. Today I'm starting the day with going to a favela. Obviously, I booked a tour because I'm not feeling like offing myself today. I'm taking the metro to get there. It's the first time taking metro, but from what I saw online, it's very easy. You can just use any contactless card. I've been living in São Paulo, which is not nearly as tourist friendly.
You start to see the Tijuca rainforest that is really important for the biodiversity in Rio de Janeiro. Like it's so huge. We have two bosses controlling this or administrating this territory. We have one in the high part called Johnny Bravo, that is a nickname, and another one called Bamboo Goyabada in the low part. Johnny Bravo. It's like the nickname of the boss, the actual boss. That is the reason because appear here. The old boss here is a man called Rogerio 157, right? And the price is 10 reals. Every branding of drugs that you pick up here have the same symbols, right? Johnny Bravo, the CV, and the mustache. Every one.
So in a different area, it would be a different initial.
Exactly. In another favela have a reference
Inside
differently.
There was a drug inside?
Yes, weed.
Okay.
Beautiful town.
Also, you have a division of big part of the Rocinha. You don't see everything, but you see a big part. Welcome, this place is called Bella Vista. We believe that is one of the most spectacular views that the Rocinha can offer. So enjoy to take photos and videos. So this alley is a little bit more calm, right? That is because we don't have stores here. It's a residential alley. But we continue to see in the cable above our head. We see that the space is so tiny, it's straight, you know. We feel the humidity in the ground. Can you feel it? This is the same that I showed for you.
The cocaine one?
The cocaine, but look the price.
Wow, only two.
200?
No, two.
2 reals. The name was Rogerio 157. And why this number? This number is the in the civil code of the Brazil. It's the number that classifies the crime of the robber with a weapon. Right? If you rob with a weapon, you fall in that law and you are in jail. Alright? 155 is when they I don't know, I take the bracelet, I don't know, how is the word?
The necklace.
The necklace of her in the neck, in the beach, for example. I go in the jail for 155, right? When I stole money of him, for example, I go to the jail for 171, right? Are different goats. So the nickname of that guy is Rogerio 157, alright, and was the old chief in the Rocinha, alright. The CV 157, Bravo, Johnny Bravo, Goiabada, the bamboo Goiabada. We cannot take pictures. What do you think about Brazil is the champ of the next year World Cup?
Hopefully.
Right?
I went to the apartment to change into some shorts real quick, and I'm headed off to learn how to dance samba, which I'm super excited about. I have always been so enthralled by samba performances. Anytime there's a performance, I'm dropping everything to watch. I have been trying to find classes in São Paulo, but most of the samba classes are around Carnival to prepare for Carnival, but not just year-round. I'm sure I could find it somehow, but I've really struggled to find it. So I'm excited to have finally booked this class to once and for all learn how to dance samba. I think I have probably tried to learn with YouTube videos in my bedroom. No luck. So hopefully this is what finally cracks it and I can learn how to dance samba, which I've wanted to do for so many years. Probably since the first time I ever saw it, I probably wanted to learn it. So finally today is the day, and hopefully in an hour I'll know how to dance samba.
Agora vamos para a segunda parte, que é atrás, à frente e frente. Tá bom? 1, 2, 3.
3. Tá.
Atrás, à frente e fecha. Vamos lá. Atrás,
frente,
à frente e fecha.
Tá.
Tem que pensar que o meu corpo sempre vai permanecer atrás. Atrás, atrás, atrás. O peso, tá?
Tá.
Vai doente.
tá.
Meu peso vai estar sempre atrás. Isso. Agora eu vou fazer com a esquerda. Ó, atrás, à frente, atrás. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Isso, vamos lá. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Samba. Já tá sambando.
Tá bom, tá bom.
Tem gente que demora mais a pegar, você pegou muito bem. Você nunca fez outro estilo de dança?
Uma aula não, só com a família. Social, sim, também. Sim, porque na Latinoamérica todo mundo dança, né?
Legal.
Sim, mas não...
É venezuelan?
Minha mãe. Sim, sim.
Legal. Então seu pai é brasileiro?
Sim, mas na casa só falamos espanhol, por isso não falo muito português. Mas sim, ele é de São Paulo.
Então vamos lá, vamos treinar na música agora.
Tá.
Vai ser assim, ó. Tá bom?
Tá bom.
Um pouco mais rápido. 5, 6, 7, 8, Você está indo muito bem, parabéns.
Obrigada.
Você entende rápido, né? O movimento, isso é muito bom. Vamos lá, vamos treinar mais uma vez. Você tem alguma dúvida?
Então é 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. E outro é 1, 2, 3.
Na verdade, não são dois separados.
Ah,
é
tá.
tudo um só. O primeiro é um exercício para você entender o ritmo.
1, 2, 3.
Entendeu? É
Sim.
a primeira parte. A segunda parte, eu vou agregar o 1 no 2.
Tá.
Na segunda parte.
Tá.
Eu pego a primeira parte junto com a número 2.
Entendi, entendi.
Marcação do movimento. E a segunda parte é o atrás, à frente e fecha. Né? Então, ritmo.
Entendi. Ah, tá.
E atrás.
Tá bom.
Juntos. A terceira parte vai ser a mesma coisa. A gente primeiro vai aprender os braços.
Tá.
Depois vai incorporar, agregar, juntar.
Entendi.
Entendeu?
Sim.
Então vamos lá.
Você conhece, não sei como dizer, mas aulas de samba
Em São Paulo?
Em São Paulo, sim.
Conheço sim.
Sim.
Tem uma pessoa lá que é
Eu quero praticar, mas não consegui aulas. Eu consegui aulas que são na época é uma palavra em português? Na época do carnaval. Samba no pé, samba no pé, sim.
Tem sim, eu acho que tem uma pessoa lá que é uma referência muito boa lá, trabalha no carnaval também, e é professora de samba no pé. Dela direto, aí você fala direto com ela.
Ótimo, tá bom.
Tá bom?
Tá bom.
Uma acelerada.
O peso é mais como na parte de trás do pé, não é na ponta do pé. Também.
Deixa eu ver. Essa pergunta que você fez é muito legal, porque assim, no início, sugestão para os meus alunos de começarem com o pé no chão. Atrás, eu falo para deixar o peso atrás, porque quando coloca na frente, a pessoa não transfere o peso.
Sim, tá.
Deixa aqui atrás, que aí você vai sentir aonde tem que estar com o peso.
Entendi.
Entendeu?
Sim.
Depois, quando você já tiver mais evoluída na dança, melhorar mais, aí sim você pode botar nos dedos, pode até fazer isso aqui, ó.
Tá.
Né?
Sim.
As meninas fazem muito esse movimento, ó.
Sim.
Já viram isso, né?
Sim.
Aí você pode fazer melhor, mas depois você já ganhou um pouco mais de experiência.
Tá.
Fica mais
Entendi.
mais fácil. Tem 3 formas de braço. Essa é a primeira. Então, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Para o homem é assim, ó. É mais fechado, dá o braço mais relaxado. A mulher é mais elegante. Agora a gente vai pisar. A gente vai fazer.
Tá.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Isso, vai combinar agora com a mão. Muito bem. A segunda forma, Isabelle, para frente e para trás. Tá bom? Para frente e para trás. Para frente e para trás. Como se fosse uma remada.
Tá
e
bom.
a terceira opção é o circular. Você vai girar. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Agora a gente vai treinar sem espelho.
Tá bom.
Vai fazer diferente com a parede.
Tá bom.
Tá bom?
Tá bom.
Vou botar uma música. A gente vai fazer número 1, número 2 e número 3. 1, 3, agora, gira. Isso. Girou. E pose. Pode ser aqui, a pose. Pode ser aqui. Pode ser aqui. Isso.
Tá.
Pode ser aqui. Pode ser até assim. Isso. Pose.
Tá.
Vamos lá. 5, 6, 7, 2. Isso, continua. Girando. 7, 8. E agora? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pose. E tchau. Ih, Samba. Faz uma coisa lá. É um pouquinho pesado, né?
Sim. Tá bom.
É um peso bom, né?
Sim.
Tem gente que acha pesado. É que não tem um pescoço firme. Tem um pescoço mole e acha que é muito leve, muito pesado.
Pra dançar, sim, é pesado, né?
É, dançar uma hora, né?
Sim. That class was genuinely so much fun. He also gave me some information for someone he knows in São Paulo that gives classes year round. I'm definitely going to see if I can take classes when I go back to São Paulo because I loved it. It was so much fun. Finally, Acarajé.
Gente, forma de pagamento, só tô com Pix e dinheiro hoje, viu? Tô sem maquininha aqui, gente.
If you watched part 1 of being real, the last video, you guys know that I've been looking for Acarajé, and finally I have found it. I am extremely excited. I hope they're napkins, not that much, really. This is the Acarajé. This is not from here in Rio, it's from the Northeast. You can find it really around the country, but on the street, you don't really see it in São Paulo the way you do here. Even here, you don't see it everywhere. I'm sure you see it a lot more in the Northeast. But this is supposedly the best Acarajé in Rio. That's what the reviews say, so I'm very excited to try it. Let's go. This sauce is amazing. This is incredible. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to come back here for sure. Wow. Wow, wow. This might be one of my favorite Brazilian foods that I've tried. It's a little bit spicy, and not a lot of Brazilian food is spicy. Wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Oh my god. Wow. You can see the inside of it. It's very, very crispy, and the filling is incredible. Wow, I need to go to Bahia. All the food from the northeast of Brazil, all my favorite foods, I think, are from the northeast of Brazil. The amount of demand he has is insane. I hope he's able to open a... I guess it is more of a street food, though, so I don't know how he could really expand, but I hope he's able to expand in some way. The reviews are awesome, so clearly people like it, and I can understand why. Wow, wow is all I can say. I know there's some Northeast restaurants in São Paulo, but this is more of a street food, not really a restaurant food as much. So I don't know if I'll be able to find it over there. Before I leave Rio, I'm definitely going to come back here again. Maybe more than once, because this is amazing. And as I said, I have to go to Bahia. Bahia seems really cool. I'm probably not going to go this time around, but I'll go when I can. I'm trying to scoop up some of what fell out here. This is just incredible food. When you come to Brazil, especially if you're in an area where they have acarajé, you have to try it. I'm so glad that this ended up being worth the hype, because I've been looking for this for literally days. And so many of because it's a street food, they're not open every single day, especially earlier in the week. They're open more afternoons, evenings, towards the end of the week more so. So it's not as easily available as a lot of other foods. That is awesome. 1000% recommend. Obrigada.
Atrás sempre é mais confortável, onde tem as mesas. Hoje tá quente.
Atrás,
porque
lá?
Porque depois vai ficar cheio.
Tá.
Tá?
Mais lá.
É, isso.
Tá bom. Bom dia. Obrigada. ¿En México? Sí.
Me quiero bajar, yo no soy mala, ¿no?
I'm literally at a motel off the side of the road. Ignore how I look right now. I just showered and washed my hair with a bar of soap. Let me put the dots together, put the story together. Right after I got onto the boat after snorkeling, I felt super sick. The salt water in my mouth, I thought it was from the salt water, but I also was feeling a little bit of motion sickness just from the bus ride over, which was 3 or 4 hours. And then on the boat, it didn't help because it still has that movement. I usually don't get sick from the boat, but I think I was already sick from the bus ride, so the boat movement did not help. We got to the next stop, laid there on the beach, like not laid there in a tanning way, just literally just dropped at the beach. Everyone who would walk by me, I could hear them talking about me because they thought I was asleep probably. And I just looked like, you know when a dog just like falls asleep on their side and it looks like the dog could be dead? I think that's what I looked like on the beach. The tour guide gave me some limes, so I was there sucking on some limes, just like stiff. It was awful. And it gets worse. So I'm lying down there on the boat, just shivering. Yeah, just there shivering, and they're blasting music on this boat as well because it's like it's a fun time. I'm not having a fun time. I feel awful, and then the music is just not helping at all. I'm literally there plugging my ears like this. I think the next stop was for lunch. Obviously, I was not going to eat anything because whatever it was, I was going to throw it up. So again, I just laid there, and no one is laying on this beach because where we stopped to eat is kind of an island where people will just go to get food when they're on this trip. No one is on the beach, and I'm just there again, just thrown on the sand, like not a good state. I think you can picture I'm just there on the sand, shivering like I'm going through some sort of withdrawal or something. I think that's what I looked like. Anyway, back on the boat, I am absolutely freezing. They gave me a jacket, and keep in mind, it's a hot day, like we're snorkeling and things like that. It's sunny, it's hot. So I'm clearly not well if I'm there shivering, freezing. So yeah, I just put on a jacket. It was 45 minutes. I put my headphones on, noise canceling, thank God. And then I just tried to meditate for the hour back. It was a bad hour. Then we got into the bus, and it's like a 3 or 4 hour ride back. Not good. I ended up managing to fall asleep on the bus for a little bit, but then I woke up and basically threw up. Projectile vomited. I am so glad I was in the very front row, so if there had been anyone in front of me, I would have thrown up all over them, so I'm really glad that I didn't. But yeah, threw up in front of a whole coach bus of people, which was an interesting time. And then I think the driver threw up as well because I threw up. It was just bad. He had to stop. It's almost like, just thinking back, it was so disastrous that it's almost comical thinking back to it. Anyway, after that, obviously they had to clean it up and everything. And the tour guide, absolute angel of a man, cleaned up, helped me. We stopped multiple times because I had to throw up. I think that the next time was actually a planned stop. So there I was able to get a pill to help me. I got some Gatorade or whatever. I made myself throw up again because I could kind of feel it was going to happen. So I just wanted to get it out of my system. And then I thought I was done. We got in the back on the bus, and I was like, yeah, no, it's not done. So they stopped the bus again. Again, I made myself throw up because I wasn't, you know what I mean? There's that time when you know you're going to throw up to when you actually throw up. I just expedited the process and made myself throw up. It was mostly the Gatorade that I had drank. Got back on the bus. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to make it. It's another hour and a half. Literally, they're stopping this bus every 15 minutes for the last hour or so for me to throw up. I don't want to keep stopping it because obviously there are tons of people on this bus, and then they have to stop, wait for me to throw up, get on the bus, stop, wait for me to throw up, get on the bus. It's just a mess. So wherever we were, I ended up here in this motel. Again, guide was an absolute angel, and he walked. I couldn't even I felt really, really weak after, I don't know, I threw up 4 times. I could barely walk, so he carried my stuff, helped me. He stayed here for 3 hours until midnight, and I was asleep. He showered and stuff like that. Obviously not a safe situation, but I felt so sick that I wouldn't care if I ended up dead. Whatever happened, I just could not care less at that point. There was no way I was going to make it back to Rio, so I got a fever. By the time he left, I had a fever 3 hours in. I was really burning. This morning, I was in a lot of pain, just my whole body hurting. And I really don't get sick very often at all. The last time I got a fever was probably 2023. It was over 2 years ago. I really don't get sick often at all. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. The 12 hours is up in 30 minutes, so I'm just hanging out waiting a little bit because I need to take an Uber back to Rio. I'm about an hour from Rio. And I really don't want to throw up in an Uber. That would be not ideal. I took another pill. I haven't eaten in... I didn't really eat yesterday. I ate a little bit on one of the stops because I wanted to drink, and I need to eat if I'm going to drink. Otherwise, I get drunk. So I had one pastel de carne seca. That's all I've eaten in the last 48 hours? No, 36. Anyway, I think that this video is going to come to an end here. I have 2 days in Rio left, but it's going to be raining the next 2 days. And I'm just going to be at the Airbnb drinking Gatorade and eating saltines, probably. So not much more left to show you. This is the roughest state that I've ever been in a video. But yeah, that's what happened. I'm probably leaving out parts of the story, but I can barely think right now. So, lessons and takeaways. Number one is, there's 2 things. One is with street food, and 2 is with road trips. I ate some street food last night, and I don't think that it was a street food that made me sick, because from the moment I ate it to the moment I threw up, more than 24 hours had passed, and usually any time that I've gotten sick from food, it's pretty instant, so I don't think that that's what it was. Also because I did feel car sick and I guess ocean sickness and all those things, which I've always had that issue. And this is the second time that I get sick after. Again, this one I'm not sure if it's directly from the street food, also because they have really, really good reviews. And I'm like really good reviews, better than most restaurants. And I think if people were getting consistently sick from the food, then they would have some pretty awful reviews. So I really don't think it was the street food, but I think I'm done with street food, which is really unfortunate because I love street food. The other thing is that I thought that I had a strong stomach because I lived in Mexico for a few months where almost everyone gets sick eating the street food there. And I never got sick once. Same in Colombia. I never get sick in the places that people say that you often get sick when you eat the food there. I don't. I just don't get sick from the food. But now it's happened twice, in Istanbul and now here. And again, here I'm not really sure that it really was the food, but I think I'm done with street food, just to be on the safe side. Clearly I don't have a strong stomach, which again sucks because I feel like street food is a fun part of travel, but yeah, not a good idea. And then 2 is road trips. There are a lot of trips, especially here in Brazil, that you have to take a pretty long bus drive to get there, like 4 hours or something like that. There are a few that I was going to do in São Paulo. No good for me, so I think I just need to drive from now on. The difficult thing is I'm 22, and a lot of places, car rentals and stuff like that, you have to be 25. Unless I can drive, I think I'm no longer doing these coach bus trips because, yeah, no. That's it. As much as I had a really bad day, Rio, I absolutely adore Rio. I think probably one of my favorite places that I've ever visited as a vacation spot. Top 3, I would say. Really cool. 100% recommend. Beautiful, beautiful city. This trip is really fun too. If you get motion sickness, maybe not. But if you don't, it's really beautiful. The parts that I saw about half of it, and then after that, I was just lying down there shivering. So I didn't see the rest of it, but really beautiful. I do recommend it if you don't get motion sickness. And yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up now.